to the Fans Fantasy Premier League show. It's the international break, but we are back to talk all things Game Week 4 and look forward to Game Week 5. So, we're back.
We are.
And let's not mince our words.
No, let's get straight down to business.
Is it possible, just humour me.
Go on.
Is it possible, I'm the greatest person that ever lived?
No.
Because, do you know why I say that? But do you know why I say that?
There's a number of better people.
Just humour me. Because I believe I'm now 3-1 up.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes. Yeah.
Am I right when I say that? Am I?
Yeah.
Am I really?
Yeah.
I'm winning 3-1.
Yeah, you sound so surprised by it as well. That's the thing. That's the tip.
No, I'm a humble person.
I'm
a humble person.
Is that
so
what it is?
You know, I don't like to rub it in the fact that I'm destroying you.
I wouldn't call it a destroying at all.
Listen, I'm talking. Okay, I'm talking right now. You know, have some dignity. Have some dignity.
Right.
Have some class. Have some class. Okay.
I say one thing in the middle of your conversation when you were taking a breath, when you stopped, and apparently I have no class.
Have some class. Have some class. You know, I think to the viewers who have watched my journey thus far,
and all three of them,
and seen what a magnetic force of a man I am.
I think you've used that one. I think you used that one last time.
I did actually said magnetic force of a manager last time.
Right, okay.
And actually
switched it up just a little bit.
It's actually from the new Taylor Swift song Lover.
Is it?
She says she calls her lover a magnetic force of a man, and I'd listened to it. I thought it was a great song. And I am really the L in FPL for me is Lover.
Right.
It really is, because
Fantasy Premier Lover.
I am a Fantasy Premier lover. I'm a Fantasy Premier lover. But do you know why? Because if you look to the viewers before, I mean, it's starting to be, it is starting to get embarrassing how you can even validate having a place on this show.
We both had good weeks.
Okay.
It's just you had a better week.
So as I was saying to the viewers, if you just look on the bottom left, for me bottom left, I think it's for you bottom right, you'll see I'm 3-1 up.
Yes. You may have mentioned that already once or twice.
You'll see that I'm, how many things, 1, 2, what's 2 plus another 1? Because I've won 3, so I've got 3 and you've, how many did you win?
1.
Only one?
Just
only
one.
one?
Just the one.
Have you only won once?
I have.
So
you know that yourself.
Am I winning 3-1?
Yes.
So how many weeks ahead am I? Am I 2 up?
2.
What's 3 minus 1? So I'm 2, I'm winning.
As I keep saying, things settle down by around week 10. It doesn't faze me. It really doesn't faze me.
You were crying earlier.
I don't think I was.
You were crying. You were crying. I rang Cameron to say, when are we filming? You know, it's international break. I said, when are we filming? What time are we filming? You know, and whilst I rang him, I heard him. He didn't realise he'd accepted my call because I'd gone, "Hey, you right?" And I heard him go, "1 second, Samaritans. I'll ring you back in a second." And then he went, Adrian. And I was like, are you right, mate? Were you talking to Samaritans? He's like, no, I was talking to somebody else. So you've been ringing the Samaritans, which is fine. You know, they're there to help. And they're a fantastic bunch of people to help in crisis things. I just wouldn't want you to take this game too seriously.
Right.
I wouldn't want you to take this game too seriously.
Right.
Because I feel like you get into a point where...
Very appropriate coming from you.
I feel like you get into a point where it's becoming a bit becoming a bit all-encompassing for you. You're getting a bit too worked up when you lose, and you know, contrast that with me and my dignified grace when I win. You know, I think you really should be learning from me. I do. I really think you should be using these 1-hour sessions when we meet and film to study me. Not
sessions.
Yeah. No, I really do. You know, I really do.
Right.
I think you should be studying me. I think you should be archiving all your memories of me and thinking, how do I learn from him? How do I learn from this person? How do I become the inspiration he is? And do you know what? my best advice for that, Cam, as my best friend in the world, my best advice would be watch me, study me, learn from me, and just pray.
Right.
Just pray.
Right.
Pray that you get anywhere near as good as me and you'll have a good life. You'll have a good life. Anyway.
We done? We done? We done there, yeah?
Done. I know you like talking. So,
Anyway, let's. I mean, we've heard you praise yourself for so long, but I think it's about time that we dive straight in, and we actually take a look at all the results and the points that were earned in game week 4
and how I did it, really. So yeah, let's look at that. So on Saturday, it feels like forever ago. We're filming this on a couple hours before England play Kosovo. That's when we're filming this.
Big game.
Oh, massive game.
Big game. Yeah.
So I don't know when this is going to go online, but we're filming this on Tuesday afternoon, and it feels like forever ago that
really does.
Southampton versus Man United match took place. That, first of all, if we just look at that one, that game was a bit of a shock. Really, I don't think anyone was expecting Southampton to score, and I think we expected United to win.
Yeah. Like I said, the big FBL takeaway was that, for the people who don't know, I took the plunge. I took the plunge.
Wildcard!
And I brought in one player who I said I liked the look of when I went to go watch Manchester United, Daniel James. He got a goal. He got himself a goal.
He's not going to continue this.
I think he will. I'm not sure. I'm not certain whether it's going to be goals, but I think he's definitely going to be a contributor to the attack of Manchester United.
No, I'd get rid of him now. If you've got any sense, get rid of him now.
I don't.
You've had your returns. Get rid of him now.
I don't think that's a wise thing to do.
They're playing Leicester next week, Man United.
I think there's goals in that game. I don't think there's as many as people probably think there is. I think people are probably expecting like a 2-2 or a 3-3. I think it's going to be a 1-1 or a 2-1 either way. But like I said, I really like the look of James. He works hard. He tries hard.
He's a workhorse.
He is a workhorse. And I said to you the other day, he owes Solskjaer something. Solskjaer brought him in, and not everyone in that team does. And you can already start to see sort of your Pogbas and your Rashford getting a little bit angry at the situation that they're in, that they're not winning games, and I think their temperament is a little bit off. Whereas a player like James, he's just going to try hard and try hard and try hard.
I think it's a pointless buy, really. He's got your reward, he's got your return. Get rid of him. I wouldn't be advising anyone really to go for any United players right now.
I think when Shaw comes back, that defence solids up. Young's...
Well, it doesn't, because you just said you think Leicester will score.
Well, that's because Leicester are just usually all-out attack. It's more a testament to Leicester's attack than it is to Man United's defence. And also, Shaw won't be back for that game either. But like I said, I think once Man United... Once that defence clicks, it's going to be a strong defence.
Will it click?
I think it will. Because Maguire joined very, very close to the season starting. Wan-Bissaka's new. Lindelof wasn't playing every single game last year. It looks like he is the main centre-back this time, along with Maguire. So I do think once that defence clicks in, Man United will get more clean sheets. I'm not saying that they'll get clean sheets like the likes of a Liverpool or a City, but I think they will get a little bit more.
I won't touch them for the next few game weeks.
Like I said, I think when Shaw comes back, I think Shaw's an underrated defender. A lot of people, they look at what he contributes to the attack, but Young doesn't have that defensive acumen to him.
I think we both agree that Southampton we still don't touch. Really?
No.
Really?
It's who got the goal. It was like Vestergaard, wasn't it? So it's not someone who you'd and I can't see him keeping many clean sheets. So
no.
Like I said, for the time being, I wouldn't touch him.
But the next game that took place on that day was Chelsea versus Sheffield United.
Yeah, it was a bit of a shocker, and we will get to that in just a second.
So let's take a look at that Chelsea Sheffield game. That was a big result because Chelsea were 2-0 up.
Yes.
First of all, Tammy Abraham, I think, has proved the doubt was wrong at the moment. Is he a player that can prove it over a season? I think we've now got the same. You might disagree. I think we've got the same thing we've got with Timu Pukki. Can this player do it over a season? A lot of people are going, Abraham's proved it, Pukki's proved it. I disagree. You've got to prove it not just over a season, but over your career. So Abraham started well. Would I risk 6-7 million on him? Absolutely not. Absolutely
Really?
not.
I think, we made the point the other week, if you wanted to bring Abraham in, now was the time, because I think he's going to keep doing it. I think he's going to keep doing it. I don't.
You have too much faith in all these players, Daniel James, Tammy Abraham, Timu Pukki, that they're just going to, because they've started well, that they're just going to continue well. That's not how a season works.
Yes, but with this reasoning there's reasoning behind Tammy Abraham and Pukki. There's reasoning behind those. Daniel James, I just think he's going to keep working hard and keep doing well. That's just what I personally think. But with Tammy Abraham and Pukki, Norwich and Chelsea's attack respectively goes through them. They are the front man. They are the person who's converting the chances.
But they're poor teams is the point. So that, sure, everything goes through them, but actually not much is going to go through them because they're poor teams.
I still think that teams like Norwich, especially Chelsea are going to get goals. Because Chelsea just look like they're going for the sort of the Brazil mentality of we'll put one more past you than you put past us.
But traditionally Chelsea get goals from midfield, Frank Lampard. So that's why Mason Mount is the person to go for, not Tammy Abraham.
I think. Don't get me wrong. I think Mason Mount is a good option.
Abraham's going to get substituted on the hour every week if he's not scored for Olivier Giroud. You can't deny that.
The big thing that surprises me is that this shocks me. Batshuayi's still there.
He's not a good player.
Of course he is.
He's not. He's not Chelsea level.
I think he is.
I
think he is.
He doesn't play the way Chelsea want to play. Chelsea playing with one up front. He needs to be the part of two.
But if that's the system, why is he still there? Why have they not offloaded him?
Because
the thing, I guarantee they could get a decent amount of money, especially in this market for a player like Batshuayi. Like I say, it shocks me that he's getting as little game time as he is, because I actually rate Batshuayi.
He did well on FPL last year, but that's because he was playing at Palace where the formation suited him. Sure, the formation suits Giroud and it suits Abraham because they're big guys and they just throw the ball up to them. But you can't trust the rotation, and you can't trust that both players are going to be consistent. Do you think Abraham's going to score 10, 15 goals?
Yeah, I think he's definitely going to hit more than 10.
Do you think
is he on that 4?
Is he on 4?
He's on 4,
I think
isn't
so.
He scored 2 and he scored 2 against Sheffield, and he scored 2 the game before.
Yeah, he's on 4.
Yeah. So I think Abraham's going to keep producing. I think Pukki's going to keep producing as well. We'll get to Pukki later on, but but I mean the big thing from this game is Sheffield United fought back. He came back.
Yeah, but in FPL terms, I still wouldn't really risk anything, any big money on players. Just buy budget players, put them on as your first sub.
Yeah.
Can we leave that game because
let's move on.
I want to talk about the big games of the day. You know, Crystal Palace versus Aston Villa. Oh, can anyone be bothered? Honestly, do we have to talk about this one?
Let's talk.
Okay, Andre Ayew scored. Right, next.
No, hang on a second. I think this shows that Crystal Palace, these stocking Crystal Palace defenders, I really do.
Who?
Kelly.
Who else?
Kelly's budget.
Who else?
Like I said, and Van Aanholt. Because Van Aanholt gets forward, so he's going to get a clean sheet.
Look at you, you're alright, aren't you? Because you came up with a couple on the spot examples. You think you're hard.
This show is about us talking about FPL players. What kind of person would I be if I came in with zero base knowledge?
Well, that's how you play week to week.
Van Aanholt gets forward, so he's not going to be scoring or assisting every single week. But with how Crystal Palace are playing, Roy Hodgson is literally parking the bus.
They'll go down this year.
You think Crystal Palace are going to go down?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I can't see that at all. I can't see that at all. But I think with the way that they're going to play, they are going to get quite a few clean sheets. But this is the reason why I took Zaha and Malejevic out. I just don't know where the goals are coming from.
No.
Ayew scored 2 in his last 2, but that is not anything to go by.
No.
I wouldn't start putting Ayew in your team because I mean he doesn't always play. He didn't play Benteke at the start of the season. So like I said, if you're going to put Crystal Palace players in your team, go for the defence. We'll move on now.
Thank you. Leicester, all my players did really well in that game.
Yeah. I think that's what won you the game week against us. I'd say primarily.
Well, I think my genius is what
Right,
right. I wouldn't say so much. Jamie Vardy, Yuri Tielemans. You got rid of Yuri Tielemans.
I did. But in my defence, I did predict he was going to do something this week.
Then why get rid of him?
Because I don't think he's going to do it on week in, week out.
Genuinely?
Yeah.
You don't think he'll score 8 goals this season?
No. I don't think he'll get 8.
You don't think
he'll get around 5.
You don't think he'll get 10 assists this season?
I don't think 10's massive.
Do you think he'll get 10?
I think he'll get around 10.
So
he'll get about 8.
So you think he'll get 8 assists and 5 goals? He'd had no goals and no assists at the point where you got rid of him.
I don't.
Yet you traded out 13 attacking rewards.
I don't think he's going to do it week in, week out.
I do.
That's the thing. Like it's one of those we have different opinions on.
Jamie Vardy though.
Jamie Vardy.
Are you regretting not having him in your team?
No.
Why?
No.
Because coming from somebody who loves Pookie, loves Abraham, loves all these players because the whole team is about getting the ball to that forward and that forward scoring.
Yeah.
That's Leicester. That's Jamie Vardy. So isn't he the perfect person for you?
But Pookie and Abraham are much less money
But
when it comes to FPL.
Vardy, in my opinion, is as consistent as some of the players that are up front, and he was 9 million, whereas Aubameyang, Kane, they're 11, 12 million type players.
I think
Vardy's as consistent.
Perhaps, but I can't see him scoring every single game. I can see him scoring quite a lot. Don't get me wrong, I think he'll be up there. But personally, I think as the season goes on, he plays like Kane, he plays like Aubameyang.
And Vardy's a big boy.
No,
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
I mean, I'm not saying he's not one of the big boys, but I think he plays like Kane, like Aubameyang, like your Agueros.
I wouldn't put Aubameyang up there with Aguero and Kane.
I don't know.
Kane and Aguero as centre forwards, you're right, they're up there. But then you've got players like Aubameyang, like Firmino, like Vardy, who for 9 million, Vardy is incredible money. It is. For Leicester, who are going for top 6, Jamie Vardy, everyone plays the ball to him. Got Tielemans, Maddison, Barnes, all getting the ball to him.
I'm not sure. Again, I said at the start of the season, I'm not sure if that price is justified. Dropping by $1 million, I think it is.
Vardy's the reason you will put Vardy in your team by Christmas because you'll realise you missed out. Like you did with Sterling, you'll realise you're missing out.
Maybe.
You'll realise you're missing out.
Only time will tell with that. But that game was huge for you because you had Yuri Tielemans, you had Vardy 2 goals and an assist. It's all, like I said, that partnership worked for me well last season. I had it last season, and the problem with that is, well, it's not a problem. It's great when it's for you, but as far as I'm concerned, this season the problem is if they link together, and that's the case for anybody. If you have 2 players and they link together and an assist and a goal, it's
magic.
Immediately it's probably, with bonus points there, it's probably about 10 points.
And more.
Yeah, probably more. Probably more.
You're looking at 15,
20. It depends how many goals he scored in the game.
Even if it's 1 goal, let's say Vardy gets the goal, 4 points, Tielemans gets the assist, that's 7. Then you add the points they played, then the bonus. But you're looking at 15 to 20.
Yeah.
It's magic.
It is. It's huge.
So I want to move on from that one because I do want to look at Man City v Brighton. And they just absolutely destroyed them. I mean, Aguero scored twice, proving he's still hot.
Yeah.
De Bruyne scored, and I mean, we watched the game the other night, Belgium v Scotland, and he got so many assists.
3 assists and a goal. I mean, we've had this discussion before. You said, outside of Ronaldo and Messi, who do you think is the best player?
You think it's Aguero?
No, I said De Bruyne.
Did you? Oh, De Bruyne, sorry.
De Bruyne. I think De Bruyne is
I don't think
absolutely
he is.
incredible. I think he's absolutely incredible.
But he's not the 3rd best player in the world.
I think he's up there.
Van Dijk is. You'd rather have De Bruyne than Van Dijk.
I think so, yeah.
Well, you're wrong.
I think on his day...
Why is he not in your team? Why is he not in your team? You just wildcarded.
I'm a little afraid about it.
He's the 3rd best player in the world.
We got caught with the exact same thing last year. Yeah. And I got caught with it twice. Because last season I put De Bruyne in my team, and he was sort of like the player I was like, I'm going to build around De Bruyne. First game, injured. So then I was like, right, I've got to go back to the drawing board now.
So you're not prepared to
Figure
take
things
that
out.
risk, that's why you'll never win.
I did it again later in the season, as you did. Again, first game, injured. So I'm scared by it, basically.
Well, you're missing out.
As it goes at the minute, I am. As it goes at the minute, I am. And like I say, I think De Bruyne is going to be a good option. But I still think Sterling's going to tear it up. That's why I put him in the team.
Well, you broke FPL because you wildcarded and brought Pookie and Sterling in, who had scored in every single game, and then they did nothing.
Yeah.
And
you know, I feel you're slightly annoyed by
do you know why? It's because I'm annoyed with you because what you think you know what you're doing and you don't, because you surely know that players aren't going to score every single week, but you're like a child thinking they are. They're not. Pookie's not going to score every game. Sterling's not going to score every game. You should have known they're not going to score.
I think Sterling will score pretty much every game.
He won't.
I think he will do.
He won't.
I think he will.
I think out of the 38 games he plays, I think he'll score on 20 occasions. 20 games.
That's still pretty high.
No, it's nearly half.
It's more than half.
Yeah.
By one, but it's
still
more
nearly
than
half. It's
Right,
still nearly
anyway,
half.
Basically, City destroyed them. We had that down. I think that's enough for that game, really.
Yeah. And when we come back,
Yeah.
we'll look at Newcastle v Watford. Okay, so we're going to look at Newcastle v Watford. It was 1-1. Next game we're going to look at is... Come on.
This is...
Come on.
You got to remember, this is the fans' fantasy Premier League
I don't
show.
care. I don't want to talk about
Hang on.
Newcastle.
This is the fans' fantasy Premier League show. We're both saying don't touch anyone from Newcastle or Watford. So there really is no point
Are we
speaking
done?
about this game. It was 1-1. It was 1-1. There you go.
We move on.
I think we
Thank
done.
you. This was the best moment of our shows.
The only time we've ever agreed on anything
Ever.
here.
Ever in life.
In life, yeah.
West Ham beat Norwich 2-0. I don't want to talk about West Ham. I know Haller scored a couple of goals.
Yep.
He looks an interesting prospect. I wouldn't stick with him. I think you agree. Can we talk about the man, the myth, the legend? Hold on a minute. Where's he gone? He's gone missing. Where have you gone? Where have you gone? It looks like the Pookie party has ended. Or has it?
I don't think it has. I don't think anything.
Look, it looks like the Pookie party is back up. But I think it has ended.
I don't think it has. They play City next as well. I can see him getting a goal. I can actually see him getting a goal.
You're a
I
madman.
really do.
Are they at home or away?
I think they're away.
I think they're
I think
away.
they're away as well.
Should we check?
Like I said, I think
They're at home.
are they at home?
They're at home. You're less of a madman.
Yes, but still a madman. I think it was an odd one because I mean, out of all the teams that Norwich have played so far, this was probably the one where you would have gone, yeah, there's goals.
Yeah.
There's goals for both teams in
Yeah.
this game.
I think Norwich are running out of steam, and I think Pookie's running out of steam. That's what I think. Do I think he's never going to score again? No, of course he's going to score some goals. He's going to score some goals. But I think we realise that if Pookie doesn't play, Norwich don't play. And Pookie, you can't carry a team in the Premier League.
No.
We're Blackburn Rovers fans, if you hadn't told by Shutton. When we went down the last time, Yakubu was our striker.
Yeah.
And I think he scored 12 goals, and they were very important goals, but he couldn't. One man can't carry a team. One man's goals can't carry a team. You're going to say stick with Pookie? I don't think you should. I don't think you should. What I do want to talk about is the next game, which was Burnley versus Liverpool.
Yeah.
Your guy, Sadio
Yes.
Mane, versus my guy, Mohamed Salah.
And not only were they our guys, there was friction.
There was friction.
There was friction. I think they're fans of the show.
I think
they're fans of the show.
I think Salah thought, I can't give Mane the ball because my main man J-Dog don't want Cam's man Sadio Mane getting the points.
And Sadio was like, I need the ball, I
For
need
my
to
man.
get those points
For
for
my
my man
man.
Cam. Give me the ball,
Can we get the picture up right now of the pass that Salah should have made to Mane? Okay, because what I would like to say is, if you just look at that image right now, when you pause it here, what you actually find is, you should have passed. But when you're in such fast-flowing, pacey movement in the game, that pass isn't there. It looks like it, when you pause it, like we have here, it looks like you can make that pass, but the game is played at such a rapid speed, Salah cannot make that pass, and it's actually silly to make that pass. Salah had to shoot.
I completely disagree. I think it's okay to look at me and you and go, well, it's not feasible to make a pass like that. For a player with Mohamed Salah's quality, it's possible. He can do it. He's got such good perception of the pitch. He can see everything in his peripheral. He could get that ball out, give it to Salah.
But even if he can make the pass,
and it wasn't just
why not
once
shoot?
either. It was a couple of occasions.
Why not shoot?
Because Mane was through. You give him the ball, he's 1-on-1. Whereas Salah's got about 3 players in front of him.
Aren't Salah's most magical moments where he makes something out of nothing and he creates a goal out of nothing and he takes a ridiculous shot and they go in? You can't take the magic away from the man.
This was the whole thing I was saying why I wouldn't put Salah in my team. I think he's getting a little desperate to keep doing these kind of things. So
I disagree.
So for a player
You're
like
fundamentally
him,
wrong.
For a player like him, I think he's going to keep trying to do these things with not as much success. And I think over the next few weeks, because of this boiling over, I think he is going to be very willing to distribute the ball. Because, as I said earlier, I think that Salah is going to take more of a leadership role.
Let me ask you 2 questions.
Go on.
Who scores more goals at the end of the season, Salah or Mane?
I'd still go Mane.
Who gets more assists at the end of the season, Salah or Mane?
I think that's probably going to be about even.
Who gets more points at the end of the season, Salah or Mane?
Mane.
That was the 3rd question.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I honest for 2.
You broke your own rules.
I would advise the extra million or so for Mohamed. Is it million or half million?
I think it's about a million.
A million. Extra million for Salah is absolutely worth it. Let's move on to Sunday's game. Everton v Wolves was quite a good game. It was 3-2.
Yeah, a lot of people were predicting a 0-0.
Yeah, I predicted a poor draw.
Yeah, I wasn't predicting a board draw, but I was predicting a clean sheet for one team and a low scoring affair.
Richarlison has come back to form now. He scored twice.
Yeah.
Jimenez scored a penalty against Burnley the week before. He scored a goal in this game, an important goal as well. I think it shows that Jimenez is the main man for Wolves. A lot of people, myself included, still have Diego Jota. You got rid of him.
Yeah.
I'm going to wait and see on that one, but I think we didn't learn anything. You say this phrase a lot. We didn't learn much from this game. We know Everton are a great team, and we know Wolves are a great team.
Yeah.
I think Wolves being in Europe has hampered them. You agree?
Yeah.
Because you wildcarded out Jimenez and out Jota.
Taking Jimenez out was more like it was to save the $500,000. Like $500,000, it was a lot when I was putting that wildcard team together. Ideally, I would have liked to have kept Jimenez in there because I think he's going to get the odd goal. But I think
you needed to get Sterling in.
Yes, that was my main thing. I needed Sterling in because I still maintain that he's gonna put them away this season.
Absolutely. So we learned very little from that game, but a game I do think we learned a lot from is the last game of the game week, which was the big North London derby.
Yeah.
And Arsenal versus Tottenham Hotspur.
Yes.
And I think we've seen that Emery's going to be playing a kind of attacking 3, Pepe, Lacazette and Aubameyang, a bit like the MSN, BBC of Madrid and Barca, Sadio Mane, Firmino, Salah, Liverpool. So that's an interesting one. I think Arsenal are all about attack. Aubameyang and Lacazette and Kane and Eriksen all scored. They're players at the start of the season you put in your team and you want to get goals.
Like, here's the thing. I watched Tottenham against Newcastle and they were devoid of any ideas. They didn't know what to do. They couldn't get the ball to Kane. They were flapping about in the midfield.
I love that phrase.
Flapping about in the midfield. Son was being greedy. They really were struggling. Eriksen comes back into that team.
Changed it.
And completely changes it.
Is he worth it for 9 million? 9.5, isn't it?
I'm saying that more in terms of a football.
Not FPL.
Not necessarily, because I think he's going to get goals and assists. More so assists
but not
than goals.
Worth 9.5.
No, I think it's a little too high. Maybe 8. I would have taken the thing, but I mean you got De Bruyne around that price as well. I think he has jumped up a little bit now. Might be over 10, but the general point I'm trying to make is with Eriksen in that team, I think it rises the stock of all the Tottenham attackers.
I agree.
Especially Kane is going to get fed that ball more now.
I agree.
He scored a penalty. I'd say the two players in the Premier League where if they're taking penalties and they're probably not going to miss, it's going to be Kane and Salah.
I agree.
They are probably the two where it's the top corner every single time. They'll pick the top corner
and every single time. They win a lot of penalties.
Yeah.
As well.
Hey, Cameron Asgarzadigan here, one half of your Fantasy Premier League show hosts. Now, on the show yesterday, I made some claims pertaining to Harry Kane and his penalty-taking abilities. In the time of making those comments and making this particular video, Harry Kane missed a penalty. However, if you were to watch the penalty over, you'll see that the keeper was not on his line when Harry Kane struck the ball, and therefore he is a filthy cheater, and that penalty doesn't really count. So technically, as far as I'm concerned, Harry Kane is still a solid penalty taker. Anyway, back to the show. Yeah, so they try to win a lot of penalties as well.
Yeah.
Streaves making things very awkward for Harry Kane.
Brilliant, making Harry Kane watch his dive back. It wasn't so.
If it's on the halfway line, it gives it. It's a tough one.
When did Harry Kane get in the room? When did Harry Kane go?
Yeah.
So I think we've summarised all that pretty well.
Yeah.
I think so. When we come back, I am going to ask Cameron a very important question. So, I've got a very important question to ask you.
Go on.
Should I get down on one knee for it?
No.
No.
I hope not. Anyway.
I want to talk to you very, very quickly. He said very, very slowly.
Yeah.
About chips.
Yes.
Chips. You have used your first chip of the season.
Yes.
You wildcarded on Gameweek 4.
Yep.
So I want you to first of all, because I've not used any chips yet, I want you to first of all very quickly talk the audience through why you use that chip, when they may, if they've still got it, when they maybe should think about using their chip. And I want the audience to hear from you, because even though I give you a lot of grief, you did win last season, you beat me last season, and I think you used your chips relatively well. So please talk the audience through when they should use both wildcards, their free hit, their triple captain, and their bench boost.
Well, I faced a little bit of an issue with Sean Martial being injured, and also there was some players there, and just the general. I think there's going to be less clean sheets this year than previous seasons. I still think they're going to be there, but less than last season. So for me, it was more about emphasis on attack.
So you read the first 4 game weeks.
Yes.
Discerned
that was
it's
the
not
thing, I think.
it's not a defensive year, unlike last year.
Yes.
So you needed to change.
So I adapted my team accordingly. But it's not something that you can just do in the spur of the moment. It was something that I actively thought about, and then decided, this is the right thing to do. Play about with it.
You've read the season.
Yeah, play about with it. Because obviously you don't need. You can go on the app or the.
Yeah, you can mess about.
You can mess about with it
before
confirming, so you can see how things are looking. I picked a team. I thought I like the look of this going forward.
Okay, so
and I don't think it's something that you should do for one game. I think you should go. These are the players that I think are going to do well going forward.
Okay.
Maybe look at the next few game weeks. Look ahead.
So you don't think you should use a wild card for 1 game week?
I don't think there's very many people doing that.
But a lot of people use a free hit chip for 1 game week. When would you suggest to the audience to maybe start thinking about using their free hit chip? Anytime soon?
Nope.
Why?
Because there is one logical place to use a free hit.
When is that?
And that is later on in the season where teams are missing games.
A blank game week.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I panicked last year and I didn't do that.
You didn't do that, and you said you were going to do it, and you didn't do it. The year before you did it.
The year before I did it,
very well.
I cleaned up that week. I really did. Yeah. But it's one of those, that is the time to use your free hit.
So when would you use a bench boost? When would you suggest to the others to use a bench boost?
I'd suggest you use a bench boost on a double game week.
On a double game week?
On a double game week.
Why?
Because you're just maximising points.
Now, a double game week is obviously where teams play more than once.
Yes.
And you're going to get the most points out of it.
Happens towards the end of the season. And I tried to gear up towards it last year. So when I used my second wild card, which reset at Christmas,
So you built a team that would have players on the bench
yes,
to get points.
I sort of planned ahead for that, and I thought going forward with the amount of games over the Christmas, January spell, it's always good to have rotation.
Absolutely.
Always good to have players to come off the bench there.
So when do you use your triple captain?
Triple captain.
When did you use yours last year?
I used mine towards the last end of the season.
Okay.
I used it Liverpool against Huddersfield. Sadio Mane, my boy.
And you swept
my
up.
man, my man.
You swept up.
And it was against Huddersfield, so Huddersfield were absolute plummeting at that point.
So
forward.
are you suggesting fans should do that again and wait to see which team is going to be the worst team of the Premier League around April and pounce?
I think it's tricky. I think it is tricky with a triple.
Because it can go wrong.
It can go wrong. I predict one of ours is going to go terribly.
You've said
wrong
this.
year.
You've said
I think one of ours is going to go terribly wrong. They haven't. For the last 2 years when we've been playing FPL, both times we've successfully used our triple captain very well. I almost did it last year on Raheem Sterling.
And
they
you
were
got
playing
nothing.
Watford. They were playing Watford or someone, and I would have got 9 points in total because he played and did nothing. But they did get a clean sheet. Got 3. So I think when it comes to the triple captain, it's a case of you got to feel it in your gut. It's one you got to feel in your gut. Like I said, a lot of people probably triple captained Sterling, not probably a lot, but a few people probably triple captained Sterling at the start of the season when he got a hat trick. That was a good move.
Absolutely.
Regardless of what you're saying, well, I could have kept it and done it later on.
If you get the points,
you've got the points.
Yes, points in the bag.
So
You'd rather the points in the bag than the chip,
yes,
wouldn't you?
yeah. So I'd say that one more so than the others. There's less tactics.
So it's a bit of a gamble.
It's a massive gamble, I think.
Well, I think fans should triple captain me, personally. I think you should triple captain me because I'm the success story of this show. But I have really appreciated hearing your thoughts on.
It was a little different, wasn't it?
It was a little different,
yeah.
And then listen, we went mainstream.
We did.
We went mainstream.
Yeah.
We went mainstream.
Yeah.
I tactfully asked Cameron these questions so I could see what he was thinking for his own season. Bigging him up, making him think he's an expert, so that I know, genuinely. Cameron had a fantastic year last year on FPL, and I think he's probably the person at the moment to talk to about when to use chips, how to use chips, because he's got a very analytical mind, whereas I think I'm a bit more of a gambler. So if you're looking for if you're looking for gambling advice, come to me and I'll give you some great 100 to 1 bets. Yeah. But if you're looking for a sure bet, I think Cameron's the guy to speak to. And I think that wraps it up, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much for watching.
Yeah.
Hope you've enjoyed the show this week, and let's hope that next week continues to be the gift that keeps on giving. Really. Right. Do we end with a kiss now? Did we?
No. We've never agreed that.
I must have misread the signals. That
You heavily did.
I apologise.
Yeah, we're going to end on a very
no means no.
Yes.
Consent. We've learned about consent.
Yeah.
What if I use my Kiss Cameron chip?
That doesn't exist.
Well, I've made it.
No, doesn't exist.
No?
Nope.
No? Okay.
Definitely not.
What if I use my Creator Chip? I'm going to use it.
Yeah.
I'm now going to create a chip, and I'm going to create a Kiss Cameron chip. Can I use my Kiss Cameron chip?
You may not.
Well, I've just wasted my chip this game week.
Yes.
Make sure you don't waste yours.
Yeah. So remember to like the video, subscribe,
Do it all.
do it all the social media things.
We genuinely really appreciate it.
We do. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the show, and we will see you again next week.